Hello, everybody in Mixerland. Oh, my audio is too high. I'm gonna bring it down, and there we go. Hey, everybody, this is Master Blood with Adam Jeffcoat. I was about to call you Jeff Adam Coat for a second.
Yeah, that's fine. Either one will do. What's up, peoples? How you doing?
Okay, so we got the Video Kid 80s edition. Now, all of you may remember a game that we used to play on our NES consoles called Paperboy, and this game is sort of like it, and we're gonna delve into it right now. But first, what inspired this game besides the Paperboy aspect?
I think that kind of kicked it off. But then when I was looking at that game, I just started thinking everything in the 80s was awesome. So I think the Video Kid was really like a way for me to pay homage to all of the, movies, TV shows, cartoons of that era, and just kind of jam them all into one game so it could kind of take people on a journey back through their childhood. That was always my plan.
Yeah, I kind of died there for a second. I'm not even paying attention. I'm trying to fix something. Ah!
So,
Oh, it's a lot of noise coming from the microphone. Okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, this is the game, and I'm gonna. Oh, that's why I can't hear it. Dirt. Because it's off.
ah, back on.
Ah! Ah! Bad start to the video. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, play again. Alright. It's okay if I can't hear it. Alright, so, okay, did you go through different graphic styles of the game before you landed this visual?
Yeah, I think initially we were looking at like making it out of pixels because that would have obviously been it would look true to the way all the games were in the 80s and Paperboy and stuff. But actually, when we did start doing some tests, one of the things which we found was really cool was this ragdoll kind of physics simulator in Unity in the game engine we built it in. So when we actually started testing that and we saw we could have these really cool crash sequences with the game, we're still streaming the car game, right?
The car game?
Yeah,
What's that?
uh, on the live stream.
Oh, refresh. Refresh. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Okay, go to the
That.
store.
Okay.
I think
Oh
I
yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
buy something. Oh, is this a Cookie Monster? Oh, and there's the Joker. Who's this guy? Wolf Boy. Oh, that's a reference to the Wolf character that from Michael J. Fox, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
that's the one. But yeah, so that was the basic reason that when we realized that if we did it in 3D, we could get a lot more variety with like the crashes and stuff. Because obviously in this game you're going to crash and die a lot, right? So if it was the same death sequence every time, I think people would get bored pretty
Yeah.
quick. So once we tested out this, we put like a little skeleton inside McFly, and then every time you hit a car, the physics engine would do some crazy different crash every time. So that really won us over, and that's why we went for the 3D kind of voxels instead.
Yeah. Are there any tips that you have for me playing this game? I'm still trying to.
It's it's tough. It's tough. It's a funny thing. Like I always see when I see people playing it, they struggle for like the first probably like 30 minutes to an hour, and then slowly the learning curve starts to come up, and you start to get a feel. It's almost like a rhythm, I guess, you have to get into to sort of avoid stuff. And a lot of the people I've seen who you know who have played it a lot and put YouTube videos out, they always seem to favor the very left hand lane. That seems to be the safest place to be.
Yeah, I watched a
That's
video once somebody got hit by a truck. Now,
yeah.
there's no way to avoid this underneath the what is it? Going in the sewer.
No, that
Ah,
was kind of on purpose. We wanted to make it like a bonus level that the player was forced to do. It was kind
yeah.
of paying homage to Mario, really. Going down the little pipes into the sewer. Oh, you got. Whoa, you disappeared there. We lost you.
Where'd you go? Get away from me, creep. Thanks, video kid.
Oh yeah, that was my friend Lauren. She's actually from Wales, but she does a really good Cali accent.
What did you use for the a lot of the audio? Can't like copyrighted audio, like for like Alvin and the Chipmunks. What did you use to make those effects?
So pretty much every single voice in the game is actually me. There's a couple of voices that our sound guy did, and then any of the girl voices, like one you just mentioned, the Thanks Video Kid,
Yeah.
was my friend Lauren. But to avoid copyright, I had to do almost all the voices myself, and then change a few things here and there, and then the sound guys ran everything through a kind of an 8-bit filter, so it had that compressed kind of quality to the voices, so it sounds like it's from an old game. But I spent like a couple of days in the sound booth trying to do impressions of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that.
I haven't even gotten that far in the game. There's an Arnold. Is he like dressed as the Terminator or?
There's a few different Arnolds because he was obviously so prolific in the 80s for me. He's like my hero. So there's a few different Arnies in the game.
Now I saw a lot of Doctor Who stuff. Like I saw Dalek in there, and I saw the TARDIS.
Yeah, you find like the idea is that the references start off more kind of TV cartoony, and then as you get more into it, you get more into the movies, and then towards the end it goes into horror kind of genre. So we wanted to make it where we're kind of rewarding the player for, the further they get, the cooler the references become.
Yeah.
And then the biggest, baddest ones are saved for the very last stretch.
What have been struggles for releasing this game?
I think this is my first game, so I think lack of experience is always going to come and bite you in the ass, and I think the main thing was that when I actually like laid this out, tried to budget it up and schedule it all out, like I figured out pretty much how long the game was going to take to make, but actually making a game and actually releasing it were two very different things. And the bug fixing, like getting it to work on the Switch, the Xbox, all those kind of things, there was tons of stuff that you don't consider. Like one of the things that was crazy was that the Switch couldn't actually handle this game. It took like I think it was like 15 seconds to reload between plays.
To rewind it all the way back?
Well, it was just for some reason the processor just struggled to like reload everything, whereas on Xbox and Steam it was instantaneous. And you think with a console like Switch, right, it would be a brand new console like that, it would be pretty powerful. But you come across kind of unexpected things like that and have to think of creative ways to solve them. So all in all, this game's probably been in development for about 2 years, even though my original schedule was 6 months. So that just gives you an idea of how far over you can go sometimes, when you're just kind of figuring this stuff out.
Did I just see? I swear I just saw an Outsiders reference.
Yeah, I checked out those guys, but it was really just to try and get some reference for the gang. Like throughout the game, there's this gang who's kind of led by Biff, from Back to the Future, who chases you around.
Yeah.
So that's them chilling out, and then later on in the game, they chase you in their Cadillac, which is kind of homage to Back to the Future, where they chase them around the street on the skateboard.
I don't get the one with the taxi cab with the guy holding the gun out. I don't get that one. Which one is that one?
That's De Niro.
De Niro.
Yeah.
I don't watch too many De Niro movies.
You talking to me? You know that scene?
You talking to me?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I've seen him do it on request. That's about it.
Yeah.
So, are there going to be any additions to this game? Is there going to be like a sequel?
Well, there's a bunch of things we wanted to do. Like this was the best we could get out, sort of within our. We had to get investment into the game, and so this was kind of like the best we could do to get out within that initial investment. But what we'd love to do is make a more of a level-based version, which is more like Paperboy. I don't know if you remember in the original Paperboy, you actually Oh, sorry, 1 second.
Yep, no problem.
In the original Paperboy, you had to like gain subscribers.
Oh my
So
god!
nice. Oh, you made the bonus section. Shoot those invaders. Get the points. Get the points. Watch out for the po-po. Nice. Oh,
I died.
man.
Yeah, I died.
That's unlucky.
Oh, I unlocked an achievement. Yes, 10,000 points. Yeah, that's probably the farthest I've ever made it.
I think I'm running slightly behind you here.
Yeah, it's okay.
What was I saying? I got lost there. Yeah. So in the original Paperboy, they have this, subscriber thing. So each time you make it through the level, you have to deliver your, papers to your customers. And if you deliver enough papers, you gain more customers. And then the next time you play it, you have more. And the idea is to turn every single house in the street into your customer base. But obviously in the Video Kid, we only really have this one run at the level, which, as I say, was, it was a shame because we had plans to make it bigger. But at the end of the day, it costs a lot to make games, and this is the best we could push out. But that was always the plan, was to make a kind of a level-based version. So that's what I'd love to do next, would be to kind of update it with that. So you have like this, maybe just like an arcade mode, and then you have one where you can actually, try and conquer the street. And then beyond that, it was always my plan to do a 90s edition. So maybe like Super Video Kid, and then
like the Saved by the Bell in there. And,
exactly. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like
Steve
Friday,
Urkel.
So much good stuff, right?
Can I do that?
You would have to have friends in there clapping away.
Yeah.
Just there's a ton. There's so much stuff. So that would be the plan for a sequel. And I feel like you learn so much when you make these games. You learn.
So it would end up getting rezzed up, right? So the resolution would be just a little higher.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'd have to somehow like show the progression of the technology at that stage. Yeah. Definitely. And but it would be cool to there's a bunch of stuff we had in there originally as well, like freeze mode. We had like extra lives, like a lot of stuff we had to trim it down just because it was just causing mayhem with the game. Sometimes you kind of start off with all these ideas and you have to simplify it down, and that's the game you end up with.
I think Gadget showed up twice. Ah, there's a Decepticon.
Oh snap.
Now, how many references are in this game? Have you counted them all?
I haven't actually counted them, but I would say there has to be near 100.
Near 100?
Yeah, there's probably near 100 like characters and cars altogether, I would say. And you probably get to see
Thundercats.
Oh,
Johnny 5.
Is that the first time you saw him?
Yeah. And the first time I saw Johnny 5.
Nice.
Oh my god, I'm actually... Yeah, it's fine. It's the delay. It's about it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I just saw...
Scooby-Doo! Ah! Wow. Those are crazy references.
All the best shows, right?
Now, is there any plans to add more modes to the game? Like power-ups, like invincibility, where you can just mow through things and just tear it up and everything just explodes.
Yeah, we had like invincibility in there. We had a freeze mode where you pick up like a slushie and then the whole screen would, all the characters would freeze. But it just caused, like, it's hard to explain like without getting into too much detail. But because everything in the Video Kid is streaming past you, when we started to change stuff like pause the game and stuff, it threw all the timings off. So then everything after that would be screwed up, and it was so tricky to try and fix things that we had to kind of strip it back and just have a couple of these bonuses. But yeah, if we were able to like do an update, then there's a ton of stuff I'd love to get in there, like invincibility, power-ups, speed, super speed, all this kind of stuff. It would have been nice to have these new playable characters, actually change the game. You know what I mean? So maybe if you become Karate Kid, like, maybe you go back. There's a street that ends up like
China.
yeah, like Japan or something, and he's like skating around, or
Oh,
if
that would be pretty cool.
if you're Marty, maybe he goes back in time for a section, But again, these are all plans that I had on the original
I haven't even
version.
seen the DeLorean yet.
Oh, yeah, that's in there.
Is there a DeLorean in this?
Pretty sure.
Okay. Is it like near the end?
Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah,
Ah.
we saved the best till last, basically. Like all the most coolest stuff was towards the end.
Oh, I got the Pac-Man one. Got the Pac-Man bonus.
Nice.
Yeah, there's the Decepticon again. I like the way it looks. Like this for your first game. This is pretty well made.
Oh, thanks, man. Well, I suppose it's like, you know, I kind of built everything side by side. So it was like once I had the kit design down, all the other characters were built sort of off him, so I
Oh,
could kind of
just saw
keep it all
Michael. I just saw
consistent.
Michael.
Oh, is he
Wow.
throwing down a moonwalk?
Yeah. No. He shot a video at a house. I think. I think.
Oh, nice.
I'm making it pretty far. I beat my old
Yeah,
score.
this is a good run.
Oh, there I am. There's Oh, there! I just got terminated by the Terminator. Okay,
Oh,
guys, if you're in the chat right now and you want a copy of this game, we have copies for you. We have Xbox, Switch for North America, and Switch for UK. Go ahead and tell us which one you want, and we'll throw it out there for you guys. So first come, first serve. We'll put it out there.
free games.
Free games.
Get involved.
Yep, get somebody else in here. Yeah, share it out there. Tell them that free games are out there. I'm actually, if I die again, there's Jessica Rabbit, and that police officer is just not letting me by. I can't even hear the game. It's just because we are. Oh, hey, Brett. No problem, man. Let me get you a code. Make sure you have your thing up, and first come, first serve, and we'll drop another one in a second. Here, hold on. I gotta bring up my chat. Here, there's that. I can't actually whisper it to people. It's not letting me whisper, so yeah. There's one for EU for Switch. We'll have your Switch ready, and have your Switch ready again when well, you better get it before somebody else. I have about 4 more codes for that one for EU.
Everyone's gonna be racing to the Switch. Quick!
Yep.
Get it there.
Get a code drop, man. There's only 4 people in here, and one of them's a developer. Indie Gamer Chick was supposed to be here via the live stream. She has not gotten back to me, so we went ahead and took a step forward and got the codes that were sent just in case something happened with Kathy. Yeah. But there's one of them right now, and go ahead, grab it. Oh, there you go.
Get the codes. Get the codes.
Get the codes. Yep. I can't whisper. I gotta open up my browser. Oh, that's right. My browser is open. That's how I'm looking at the codes. So okay. So anything you want to talk about this game? Like we've talked about the hurdles that you've went through. The references. How many references? Is there something that you want to talk to about the game? Talk about
Let me see. I mean, there's some funny stories we had going. When I first started this game, I was working with a Swedish developer, and he was pretty young. Like, I don't think he had really made a game before, but he'd worked with me on some demos. And when we got the funding for this game, I said, "Look, you got to fly over to London, and we'll work on this together and get it done." And it was all good. Like, we had fun, like, making the game, and we probably got about halfway through, and then as we started to like do the testing, we started realizing the game was running crazy heavy. Like it was slow. Like the frame rate was dropping down to like 5 frames a second at some points, which meant you couldn't detect any collisions. So the video kid would just ride right through a car and you wouldn't even detect it and stuff like that. So there was all these kind of issues, and they seemed to be mounting up, getting worse. And I noticed my dev was getting more and more like nervous. And as we were approaching the deadline, we started testing it on some phones, and it actually heated the phone up in people's hands because it was so heavy on the processor. It was like burning people's hands as they were playing it. And we were just like, man, this is not good. Like, how are we going to release this if it's so heavy? And it seemed like he had coded himself into a bit of a hole, and he realized he didn't really know how to get out of it. I guess that's down to lack of experience. And during, I think we reached Christmas at this stage, and he went back to Sweden for Christmas, and then we just never heard from him again. He literally just disappeared.
Yeah.
And his way of dealing with it was just to run. He like changed all his email addresses and his Skype and everything. So so we like had a scramble, I think, over Christmas trying to find a new dev to come in and take over. And the guy who came in was really good. He kind of went through the code and optimized the shit out of it, and he got the loading time down from like 14 seconds down to 1 second. So that just shows like the big lesson for me was experience counts for a lot these days, and sometimes you got to pick the people with experience rather than the new guys.
Yeah. So I can't remember. Did we talk about the upcoming features for the game, or we discussed about super?
Yeah, we were saying like, there's a bunch of stuff we wanted to add. Like there was a lot more bonuses, which just due to time and stuff, it was hard to get all those working. But there's a ton of stuff. Like I'd love to have extra levels. Like I'd
like to see a CRT filter on this, please.
Oh yeah, and a nighttime mode would be great. Again, that was something I wanted to do. Like as you were playing the game, it went from day to like evening to nighttime, and then because that way, when you got to the third level with all the horror stuff, it would have been nighttime, which would have suited it much better. But again, it was just to actually have real-time lighting in there. It was just way too heavy. Like you have to kind of compromise on certain things to get the game running. I think almost the most important thing for people these days is that the game is quick, because people's patience levels, right, are like so small. Like if they're not interested in 5 seconds, they're just going to turn it off.
Yeah. Are there any plans to bring this to mobile, or is this already on mobile?
We actually we're trying to.
I saw the DeLorean.
Oh, nice. Yep, you got it.
I got it. Yeah.
There it is.
And I died.
The DeLorean was too much for you.
Yes, it was.
Burned your eyeballs. What were we saying? Oh, there goes the 18th. Sorry, what was your last question there? You're saying about the.
For mobile. Okay.
Oh,
Hey guys, I'm going to start and open a giveaway, so everyone can join the giveaway, and then we will type raffle, ! Raffle to join, and I will get you a code out for you for your region and console. We have Xbox North America and what is it? Switch, North America, and EU. So go ahead and enter it. Yep, raffle just like that. We got one enter. Time remaining about one.
Come get your keys.
Yep, 1 minute. Anybody in the chat that hasn't gotten one yet?
Get your keys, people.
Get your keys here.
Anyone want a key?
Anybody wants a key? You want a key? It looks like Miko is going to get a key.
All right. Just one so far.
All right. So, okay, here we go. Pick winner, and we attempted to pick 5. plus winners. None of the other numbers. Oh. I don't know why I did that. I put it for everybody. Allow entries. Okay. Entries are allowed once again. Everyone can join. Okay, don't do that. Don't. Okay, I'm gonna whisper it to you there, Komiko guy person.
Kon Komiko.
Kon Komiko, please tell me your system, whether it be Switch or Xbox, and for Switch if it's North America or UK. Switch NA? Alright, let's get you set up there. I have to remember I'm using all these codes. It's okay, Kathy. I've actually used the first 2 EU codes and the first whisper. But she is here, and Cone.
Oh, hey, Kathy. Got Kathy here too, right?
Yeah, she's here.
Nice.
I have whispered it to you, Kon Kamiko. That is the North America version of the game for Switch. It's all right. We planned ahead, Kathy, just in case. We know how it is. But yeah. I don't remember if I asked if there was any cheat codes in this game. Is there any?
No. You know what? There's one of the things I regret is not putting cheat codes in, because when I was a kid and I was playing, my consoles and stuff, I loved that. I loved it when you had to go out and you had to buy magazines and they would like put the cheat codes in, because back then in the 80s we didn't have any social media, so the only way you could find out about stuff was through word of mouth or buying the games magazines. And
no problem there, Kamiko. Enjoy
the game. So I really wish, that's just something I never even thought about. I just never crossed my mind to put in some cheats and some Easter eggs too. Like there's a couple of Easter egg characters that are hard to spot, and there's a couple of there's a few like gems in there which are hard to get to. You have to kind of learn how to get to them, but I really wish I'd put in some cheat codes, or maybe there's a part where you get to skate on a roof of a house or something and unlock some secret little section. Anything like that would have been really cool. But again, like if we get a chance to do an update or make a sequel, then
I went right into the wall. Yes, Kathy, we did 3 of them. We did the email that Adam sent you. It's the first Switch NA, and then the 2 Switch EU codes have been taken in the chat. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
To me? Or...
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Also, yeah. So basically, if we get to do an update or a sequel, then I'm gonna put a ton of that stuff in there, because I'm kicking myself for not putting that in this game.
Yeah.
It would have been really cool if I love the idea of like one person figuring it out and then it spreads on social media.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Just don't use the first Switch NA code, and then here I'll even copy and paste them, the ones that have been used. So don't use these. Oop. Wrong place. Oops. Yeah. Not operating for me. Don't use this. Don't use this. And don't use this one. Those are all taken. So the rest are fine now. And we're gonna be streaming this for another 5 minutes, and that'll be good.
All right.
And this will be live on YouTube for everybody to watch. Let's see, what else about the game?
What about the music? What did you think of the soundtrack?
The music is pretty catchy.
Right?
Now you're interviewing me.
Yeah, exactly. We switched it up for people.
Yeah.
So the music came about. I was like, how, what are we going to make the soundtrack for this game? Because that was another thing that, I have fond memories of. Like the music in games was always really cool, like Streets of Rage and Street Fighter 2. So I knew I really wanted to make sure we had like a real catchy tune, but I also wanted it to be 8-bit. Like it had to have that kind of 8-bit vibe. And I was kind of stuck. Like I didn't really know. I saw there was a few guys who were kicking around Disaster Piece who had done that amazing soundtrack for Fez, but he was so, I think, in demand at that point. I couldn't get hold of him.
Oh, the music on that game is crazy.
Oh, it's insane. I actually listen to that while I'm working. I just have it on like a loop, just for an endless loop.
It's hypnotizing.
Yeah. So I was sitting there, and then actually the original Swedish developer, the one who ran away on us, he turned around and he said, "Have you tried Savant?" And I said, "No, I didn't even know about this guy." So he showed me a link of his stuff, and he's like I think he's Norwegian or Swedish, maybe that's how he knew about him, but he makes like 8-bit music with like crazy breakbeats. So it's got that original sound, like 80s kind of sound, but it has like more of a modern beat. And when I heard his stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. So I actually managed to find his agent and wrote him an email just saying, we'd love this guy to do the game, the music, kind of expecting them to say, no, he's busy, and they came back and said that he'd love to do it. So we just kind of gave him a brief. I told him what I wanted, and he pretty much nailed it. I think like first time. It was crazy.
I just saw the Terminator come down from the sky.
Yeah,
I think that was him.
Nice night for a walk. Yeah, that's the guy. And he nailed it first time. And I remember like he sent us like what he said was the rough version just to see if we liked it, and it was absolutely perfect. And that's pretty much what you hear in the game. But then he wanted to refine it, and he ended up refining it so much that it almost changed. Like it lost the essence of just that core sort of theme tune that the game has.
Yeah.
And so we ended up going back to the very, very first version he sent us, and just like looping that throughout the game, because you know what it's like when you hear something that's right, it's right, and you just that's the one. There's no point in changing it. So yeah, that was Savant, the 8-bit mastermind.
Are there some regrets that you have putting stuff that you put into the game? Like, is there things that you wish you hadn't done with the game that are already in the game?
I think it's really just down to running out of time and money. That's the thing. I'm as much of a critic as anyone, right? And every time I go to the movies, I'm the guy who's walking out like talking about everything that was wrong with the movie. But oh, you actually got through the sewer. I've never seen that before. What the hell? It's amazing.
Yeah.
But you died, obviously, but you still made it through. Some crazy Karate Kid moves.
You just saw what I just did?
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
I was like, wait a second. Like, that's what I did. I just like right as I touched the cop before.
Yeah.
Right before I touched the cop, I hovered over it and got into
double
traffic.
swipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you actually made it through. Like if you could have made it through, the game would have probably I don't know if it would have screwed it up. It might have screwed it up. So
you're gonna have to try to repeat that.
Yeah, exactly. Now I've seen the possibility. So yeah, I think the only regrets are really running out of time and money to be able to do the things we wanted to do. So like all the stuff we talked about, like having it change from day to night time, having it so you could build up customers on the street. Because right now there's not really it's not really like a consequence if you don't deliver, to your customers. Whereas in the original game, if you smash their windows instead of putting the paper right in the mailbox, you'd like lose the customers.
Yeah.
So all that stuff would have been awesome to put in there, and we just ran out of money, and now having done that, I realize sometimes when I'm criticizing things, we don't really know what happened in the production, and it's interesting to actually, be a part of that and realize that sometimes, you just got to do the best you can within your restrictions, and it's not always, you can't always put out the game you wanted to start off making. But next time, I'll get it all in there for sure.
All right, guys, that's it. That's all we have for the live interview with Adam Jeffcoat. If you guys want to follow him over at Pixel Trip, you'll have to go to Indie Gamer Chick to get the codes now. She will be giving them away on Twitter, not Twitch, not Twitch. It's Twitter. Twitter.
Yeah.
Thank you for that follow there, buddy. So Indie Gamer Chick will be handing them out. And do not forget to follow twitter.com/pixel. Wait, no. What is it?
For me, it's a Pixel Trip Studio.
Oh, that's it.
Pixel Trip Studio.
Let's set that out there, and there's that. And
that's the one. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, everybody. Those who got the game, you know you're under the Indie Select rules, right? I don't know. I know one who got the game. No, two. Kokanimiko, and I think we got. I think RSG got one, and where's the other guy? What was that?
That was it, right? Was it just two?
Kokanimiko and
Bredicus?
Bredicus, yes, Bredicus.
Yeah.
You are all required to talk about this game, stream it, talk about it, whether it be positive or negative. We want to hear about it. He wants to hear about it. And I thank everybody for stopping by. This is Master Blood with Adam. Say bye, Adam.
Peace out, guys. Thanks very much for listening.
Toodaloo.
Ciao.